person. Buddha passed away long ago, but instead of that, he thinks of the Buddha's words, and then he imagines the Buddha before him in verse 44.
Tad Tsongkhapam nav tā iespēja redzēt Buddhu tieši, bet viņš iztēlojās Buddhu sev priekšā.
And dwelling on your speech, I think of you, O teacher, blazing with the glories of the signs and marks, and haloed by a radiant light.
44. pantā viņš saka, un kavējoties tavā runā, es domāju par tevi, jak skolotāju, kas skaro ar zīmi un pazīmi krāšņu, virzošas gaismas ietverts.
Buddha has many distinguishing features.
Buddham ir vairākas īpašas pazīmes.
Such he has this sort of crown protrusion on his top of his head.
Viņam uz galvas ir tāds kā kroņa izvirzījums.
And his long ears.
Viņam ir garas auss.
A very sweet voice. Very sort of a whole list of these fine distinguishing features.
Ļoti patīkami balss un vesels tāds īpašo pazīmes saraksts.
So that's what Tsongkhapa means by the glories of the signs and marks.
Un tas ir tas, ko Tsongkhapa saprot ar zīmi un pazīmi krāšņu.
So he has a halo of light around him.
Un Buddha ir tāds mirdzošs gaismas ietvars.
And then in Tsongkhapa's vision of his meditation, he says, verse 45, in your sweet voice discoursing thus and thus, as moon rays fevers pangs, O sage, your likeness brings relief in just appearing to my mind.
Un 45. pantā Tsongkhapa saka, savā saldajā balsī mācot šādi un tādi, kā mēnesis starpdrūču sāpēm un gudrais, tavs tēls sniedz atbrīvi, vien parādoties manam prātam.
So Tsongkhapa's wandering in samsara.
Un Tsongkhapa klīst samsārā.
But then turning to the Buddha's words, visualizing the Buddha before him, like we do in meditation, and then he says that's like a moon, the rays of the moon, relieving the pangs or the pains of a fever.
Bet tad viņš sako mūsu ceļam, pierēšās viņa mācībām un vizualizē Buddhu gluži kā to darām mēs, un tad viņš saka, ka to var salīdzināt gluži kā mēnesis stari atbrīvo no drošu sāpēm.
I think this is coming from Indian mythology or Indian poetic convention.
Šķiet, ka tas nāk no indiešu folkloras vai poetiskajiem rakstiem.
India is obviously a very hot country, so when you have a fever and your body's hot, then it's kind of perhaps more unpleasant than in a cool country.
Tā kā Indija ir ļoti karsta valsts, tad vēl papildus, ja jums ir drudis, tad tas efekts ir nedaudz citāds nekā augstā valstī.
And in the Indian way of thinking, the rays of the sun are hot, but the rays of the moon are cool.
Un tas viņu doma gājiens ir tāds, ka saules stari ir karstējoši, bet mēnesis stari ir atvēsinoši.
So one way to get relief from your fever is when the moon comes up to sit out and let the moon's rays shine on you.
Un viens veids, kā atbrīvoties no droģu karstuma ir, kad uzspīd mēnesis, tad vienkārši ļauties šim patīkamajam mēnesis augumam.
So they haven't got aspirin, obviously.
Viņiem dabīgi tajā laikā nebija aspirīna.
So then, he says, O sage, your likeness brings relief in just appearing to my mind.
Un tad viņš saka, gudrais tavs tēls sniedz atbrīvi vien parādoties manam prātam.
Then 46. So marvelous and excellent assisted this, that those who had no mastery were, like Palbaja, in every which way tangled up.
Tad 46. pants. Tik apbrīnojama un lieliska ir sistēma šī, taču tie, kam nav meistarības, ir kā džungļu zālēs, visos veidos sapīti.
So Buddha's system is philosophical understanding, his presentation, his view, let's say.
Un tad Buddhas sistēma, viņa uzskats.
It's a brilliant view, but you know, if you don't understand it, and there are many who thought they understood it but perhaps didn't, or didn't get really to the bottom of it, you know, they get all tangled up.
Ir izcils, bet tie, kas nav to sapratuši, vai tie, kas domā, ka ir sapratuši, bet patiesībā nav, tie sapinās.
Balbaja is a kind of grass, apparently, that in the dictionary it says it's a long, tangled type of grass. That Balbaja is the Sanskrit name for it. So Tsongkhapa is just using the Sanskrit name for this sort of tangled, knotted kind of clumps of grass.
Un Balbaja ir tāda gārās pienekļos savijusies džungļu zāle, un Balbaja ir šī auga Sanskrit nosaukums.
So that's what Tsongkhapa finds, you know, he studies all these other texts of the other masters and other people who have gone before him, but it's very difficult to sort out, you know, centuries have passed since the Buddha taught, and a great sort of collection of commentaries and interpretations have grown up in India and in Tibet before Tsongkhapa is born. And so it's no easy matter to sort out, you know, what Buddha actually meant when he taught selflessness.
Un tad Tsongkhapa lasot visus lielo skolotāju darbus, gan ko ir sarakstījuši skolotāji pirms viņa Indijā, gan Tibetā, viņš redz, ka tie ir ļoti sarežģīti un nav viegli saprast, ko viņš īsti ir domājis.
And some explanations leave him very dissatisfied.
Un daži skaidrojumi padara viņu ļoti neapmierinātu.
We mentioned yesterday there's you know, the people who they believe in dependent arising, but still they want to cling to things being inherently existent, you know, explanations like that.
Un tad, kā jau mēs vakar runājam, viens tāds piemērs būtu, ka cilvēki piekrīt, kad ir atkarīga rašanās, bet vienlaikus viņi domā, ka lietas ir paši par sevi pastāvošas.
So verse number 47, I recognize their plight, you know, I recognize their plight, and so, with great endeavor, following the masters, for the meaning you intended, search repeatedly.
47. pants. Es sardzēju viņu nožēlojumu stāvokli un ar lielām plojām sakojot skolotājiem, atkārtoti meklēju tevis izcerēto nozīmi.
And then 48, I studied many texts, our own and those of others at this time. My mind was yet repeatedly all baffled in a net of doubts.
48. pants. Es studēju daudzus tekstus mūsu pašu un arī citu šajā laikā. Manu prātu atkārtoti kavēja šaubu tīkls.
So that's like us then. We have this to meditate, to think properly about these things. First of all, it's good in our meditation to bring the Buddha to mind, we take refuge, we visualize the Buddha before us, just as Tsongkhapa does. And then when we've refreshed our minds and got sort of merit in our minds by doing that, then we do what he does, we study the text and we think about the meaning.
Un tad, kad mēs sākam pārdomāt šos jautājumus, mēs vispirms vizualizējam Buddhu mūsu priekšā, kad viņš dod uz savu svētību un iedvesmu. Un kad tādā veidā mēs esam atsvaidzinājuši savus prātus, tad mēs sākam tajos tekstos meklēt īsto jēgu un to nozīmi, kas sākotnēji ir iecerēta.
So I think we'll leave the text there for today.
Es domāju, ka šajā teksta vietā mēs šodien apstāsimies.
For the time being.
Šobrīd.
So going back to this question of dependent arising and emptiness then.
Tad atgriežoties pie atkarīgās rašanās un tukšuma jautājumu.
If anybody's